Manchester United are playing at Chelsea at your home ground, man. What's your prediction there?
This is an easy game for Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are. When you look at both teams, we are the better team
As of now, yeah.
as of now.
Yeah.
And the way we play, I think the least amount of goals it will be 2 or 3.
No, but if you check the stats, Manchester United against Chelsea is the highest game with draws.
Yeah, it's the highest game with draws. I don't think you've been at that great level recently.
Okay.
From last season we drew at Old Trafford, and then we beat you at Stamford Bridge.
Okay.
This season we drew at Old Trafford. We are going to play at Stamford Bridge, whereby we are expecting for the 3 points because we are fighting for something. We are fighting to be in the top 4.
Okay.
So you'll not expect us to draw that game after losing the one we've already lost one
But
game.
you're playing a game with like you don't have two strikers also.
Yeah, we don't have strikers.
And Sancho will not play that game also, I think so.
Yeah,
So
okay.
who are you going to play on the wing? Who are you going to play? Because now it's neither you play Nkunku. Is it Nkunku?
Nkunku is not.
Madueke.
I don't think he'll be available.
Maybe you play Madueke and
We'll play
this new guy. What's the name?
We'll play Madueke on the right.
Okay.
Neto at center forward. And then we have Tariq George. Tariq George can handle the left side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Arsenal, Newcastle.
Arsenal, with the injuries they are facing, I think Newcastle can win this game at Emirates, because also Arsenal's at Emirates, their form is really wanting. They draw or lose.
Okay.
It's not really that perfect for their for this season. And Newcastle, they are trying to remain in the top 4. So this will be really a great game.
Okay.
It's a Super Sunday game. I think Newcastle will win this game by 1-0 or 2-0.
Hello guys, welcome again to another week of the Triple Cup Show. A very nice chilly evening after a very nice week. Football here and there as always, man. And who else joined me, man? At least the head watcher. Today we have him on the studio. Man like Mike, what's up, G?
I'm good.
Yeah, how have you been, man? How was your week?
I've been great.
Okay.
Nice to be back again.
Okay.
On the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Before we continue, man, guys, public announcement. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend, man. Give us the like, give us the subscribe, man. Because I've seen many guys are watching, but the subscription is not yet there. But we are good. So tell the information to everybody. The Triple Cup, man, in each and every social media platform, be it TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We'll be there, man. So where can we start it? I think it's the better place to start is the Liverpool against Arsenal game, where it was on a Sunday. We started a head watch, which unfortunately it never ended up so well, you know.
Yeah, Liverpool almost gave us up.
The game was so good, man.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it wasn't our day.
Yeah, it wasn't a day for head watchers. Unfortunately, also Chelsea had lost the previous day. The previous match, the early kickoff against Newcastle. Manchester United, being Manchester United, also had been thrashed at home. So the Head Watchers Association, we really suffered. Unfortunately, we were expecting Liverpool to give us something to smile about, man. But they almost gave up the game. They were very fluky at the end of that match.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they haven't been that really good after they won the league.
Okay, nice. And then to give it out, man, Darwin Núñez. This guy, man, I don't know what's wrong with him. He nearly gave us a chance to celebrate because all of us, we are up the sky thinking it's a goal. But unfortunately, Núñez is Núñez, man.
I don't know if it's luck he doesn't have. I think he's a very unlucky guy when it comes to converting chances.
Okay.
We see he can even have an empty goalpost and he throws away the chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's happening to man like Salah? Because before he signed the contract, he was so good. But after he signed the contract, I don't know what happened to him. He has not been. Is it the defenders who have now not find a way to lock him out, or is just sometimes class can be permanent. That's what we say always. But sometimes form it depends. Sometimes it dips. Sometimes you're good. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, I think we see Salah sometimes. I think this is his time to ghost, because Salah he is never that really consistent the whole of the season. Yeah, even when those seasons he won the Golden Boot, there is that time frame where he ghosts completely. And people were saying like after December, that's when he ghosts. But we have seen this season, it has become very late when the season is going to end.
Okay.
Mostly, if you check Salah's scoring, he starts off the season with this scoring as the season goes by. But during after December, after he wishes people, the people were saying it's like a tradition.
Yeah, the Christmas.
After he wishes people the Christmas,
Yeah.
he ghosts. But this year, after he wished people the Christmas, now it's like the ghost came on his side.
Okay.
They weren't against him, but so he continued this form. He has really broken a lot of we've seen he has broken some records. So I think it has caught up with him when the season is going to end.
Okay, but good thing, at least they already have the cup with them.
Yeah,
so
sure.
At least even if he's not giving us the Salah we know, at least he has a trophy to show at the end of the day.
Yeah,
that's the better part.
I think also there is that. I think it's a curse. There is a record. Every guy has tried to break a record of assists in a season.
Okay.
It's Salah was supposed to have 3 assists and he breaks the record, but it has been very hard.
Okay.
He hasn't gotten any assists since he signed his contract.
Okay.
So I think that record is cast. No one will ever break it.
Hopefully they have 2 games, man. They have 2 games to play. So
Yeah, he has. I don't know if he'll get those assists in those remaining games, but that record I think is cast. Even Ozil, sometime when he was still there, I think he had also remained with 3 or 2 assists to break that record. He never broke it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see, man. Man, we have talked much about the small teams. What he did this weekend, man, it's crazy. Team like West Ham is a small team, but also Manchester United is a small team also as of now, as of this season. So that game we won't talk about it. The next game, it's Southampton playing against Man City. And this thing, Joshua said, we were with him the last episode where Joshua said he doesn't like to play, because we are saying on purpose it looks Southampton is a very easy game. It's a very easy team to play against. But what he did to Man City at that game, I was like, Haaland was there, Doku was there, KDB was there, man, but they were not able.
They didn't create any chances to score.
Yeah, so
Southampton really defended well, I think, and that's we can give it to them.
Okay.
And also, we always discuss this thing, playing those teams in relegation zone when your season is going to end. It's very unlucky, because Man City was supposed to win, and then they only go behind Arsenal with 1 point, I think.
Yeah, 1 point, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So they would have won this coming weekend. No, they have FA. So they would have won on Tuesday, and then they go above Arsenal.
Yeah. But it's not there.
It's not.
Hey, I don't know, man. And then talk to your team, Chelsea.
Yeah.
What's happening with you guys, man? Jackson. The game was okay. Let me walk you through how you guys played the game. I was like, okay. After the first goal, it was like, hey, hata sijakaa chini, mshafungwa. It was a goal. And then I was like, okay, let me wait and see. You guys started playing it good. Playing it well. It was a very good game. Kokurala doing his thing on the wings, trying to lock out down the Anthony on that wing. He did a very fantastic job. The guys on the midfield, I said also, he did a very nice job to stop somebody like an Isak. Very nice job at the game. But I don't know what happened to Jackson. Man, you guys you had a chance to win that game. If I'm asked, if you guys played that game with 11 versus 11 in that pitch, you could have won that game. Because if you watch how Newcastle played that game, those guys that were just waiting for a counter-attack to win against you guys. They never had a plan. The plan was hold the ball, wait for you guys to slip a bit, and then hit it back, do the counter thing, and then it's a goal. That's what they did the whole game.
Yeah, sure.
And after the second half, after Jackson went, your coach Maresca did some changes here and there, which was so good. Which at least bring James back to the pitch. At least it changed the mood and the game to the game until to an extent where I thought the game you guys could have an option. Even if you are 10 guys, you had options like you can win the game. But I don't know what happened. And then from just an unfortunate situation, you consider another second goal, which to me now it brings a point where if you guys lose the next 2 game weeks, also for your chance for you guys to play the Champions League, it's at risk. Because if you lose the next 2 game weeks and Aston Villa wins the next 2 game weeks, for them they'll qualify and then you guys will be the one playing at the Europa. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that game, I think Jackson really put our chances to qualify for UCL next season in jeopardy, and that was a very reckless tackle. We don't expect a professional footballer to do such a thing on the field. You check the ball and then you look at your opponent, and then you check the ball again. When you see your opponent, you elbow him. That's really unprofessional. So he really cost us that much, and he wasn't the only one who cost the match, but we conceded an early goal, which was really unnecessary also. Newcastle, they when they came, they had that pressure to score fast, you see. So they caught us unaware in that first goal. But I really like our squad. They didn't give up. Despite the fact that they scored faster, we were trying to come back into the match until the Jackson red card. When we were 11 guys in the field, when they had scored, we had the ball, we were holding the ball, we were trying to create chances. Well, Newcastle were just sitting back. They were sitting back, waiting for a moment that they can have a counter-attack.
Yeah.
So, but we closed all those chances for them. We held them in their own box for almost 60 minutes. We were just playing in their box.
Yeah. Also the possession.
Possession.
You guys were so good.
We had everything.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
The issue. What I think in the second half, what Maresca told the guys, he told them not to give Newcastle a chance to hold the ball because they are very fast also.
Yeah.
If they have the chance to have the ball and we are also less in the field, they would have scored a lot of goals. But fortunately, our guys really gave it their all. They tried. We tried. I think we also missed some chances. If we had all the whole squad, 11 players, I think we would have scored a goal or 2.
Yeah, I don't know. When I check the stats online, man, as we watch the game against Nottingham Forest on the weekend, them against Leicester, man, also the boss, the owner of the club, I think now it has reached a point where I'm thinking Nunes' job in a way it's at risk. Because if they never considered that goal at the 81 minute, yeah, I think so, if I'm not wrong, they had a chance to win a spot also for them, they had a spot to win on the UCL also. But after they go to a draw that week, there's no option where they can reach to this. So for them, it's now to fight for the Europa kind of position, yeah. But I don't know, because after I check, Wolves, the last 5 game weeks, they were so good. They won it, all the games. The last 2 game weeks, they haven't won a single game. Come to Nottingham Forest, which led yesterday also to the weekend for them having a draw. They had a very nice run of fixtures. But somebody like an Awoni got an injury, Wood got an injury, Aina got an injury also, which this in a way disrupted the team formation. And they haven't recovered from that because I can't remember when was the last when Nottingham Forest won a game. It's been a while. I don't know what's happening.
They've been struggling,
to them, because it's kind of what it's I don't know, it's like the fire which they started it with, it's not yet there, it's not there. But if you see how they play on the pitch, they play good, but I don't know what's that one thing it's lacking. I cannot point it out like this is what they are lacking to go to the next level.
I think also at the moment, do they have Wood? I think Wood is still.
Yeah, he came and he scored, man. On the game he played, he came and scored. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but he has also missed some games where they really missed him also in those games they missed. So I think also Nottingham Forest, as you go by, you see those injuries and player fatigue. It also adds up on their issues that are affecting them. So at the moment, I think they started off the season very well. They were even in the top 3 during some time of the season.
Yeah.
So I think to maintain that high intensity in the league, it's not that easy. And also they were in the FA.
Yeah.
And then they were also in the League Cup, I think.
Yeah, Carabao, yeah.
Yeah, so this is their first time playing at that high level when they just came into the Premier League, I think 1 season or 2 seasons ago.
Yes.
So this season they have really been competitive. And even their owner was quoted saying that he is really happy at what they have achieved as a club, because it wasn't easy going from promotion to the Premier League, and then they are now fighting for a chance to play in Europe again as they were before, because Nottingham Forest are very big. It has a very big pedigree in the European competitions. They have 2 European UCL. You see, so it's really amazing what they have done. So it will also encourage the owner to also add more investment in the squad.
Okay.
Because at the moment when they watch the game, they see where the weaknesses is. I think they will support Nunes. I don't think they'll fire him anytime soon, because he has really put in a lot of great work since he was hired to be competing at such a higher level with teams like Chelsea, Bournemouth, Newcastle. You see,
Okay.
it's not that easy. So if their owner decides to sack him, I think it will have really lost a very great coach who has really tried to put that squad together and make them be competitive the way they are.
Okay, nice. Other points. So now the worst part and the best part is every guys who were watching for the first time. I think many guys are waiting to see the final of the Europa League than the final of the Champions League for the first time. Case in point, it's like Manchester United. They're we are number 16. Yeah,
16 years.
Spurs are number 17, and both teams, if one of them win the Europa, has a spot to play on the Champions League, which to me I think it will put more pressure to many managers to try to figure out a way where he gonna win this game. That's one point. Yeah, but the second point is Manchester United being the Manchester United big name, and then it's a big game where it's expected everybody will try to go and watch the game. That's what my perception, because even if I was there in England, man, if I had the chance, I could have gone and watched the game. Yeah,
sure.
But when you see the news online, it's like Amorim has to go to his pocket to pay for the staff to go to the game. That's one thing. And then the second thing is, when you watch what they're saying, it's like if you win the game, they will not have the bus parade. They'll have a barbecue in the Carrington and enjoy the game. I'm like, what's happening to this? This is not what we know Manchester United for. Or do you think it's like they have come to a point where, okay, we had a trashy kind of season. There's no much to celebrate with, or it's just, sometimes it's how we call it, like giving false hope to the guys. Like we are not over celebrating it. So don't give yourself so much hope. So now even if something goes wrong, you don't have you being brokenhearted because of it's not the results you expected. Do you think it's like a mind game kind of from the Manchester United kind of team, or it has reached a point where Manchester United men book wise, man, our accounts are not matching, or our money is not yet there where it used to be? Because when I check also, Real Madrid now has surpassed Manchester United for being the biggest team which it used to be.
Yeah, sure. I think as Manchester United fans, you have also to understand, your club has been making a lot of losses for the past 5 years, as it was reported in the news. So what Jim is trying to do is trying to close those loopholes where you've been making losses in your accounts, and see how he can make it profitable. So when they say he has, I think all the players will get their tickets. I think he has what he has done. He won't pay for extra staff to visit, to go to the final. You see, and when you have to pay for those staff, you have to pay for their accommodation,
for
their transport and food. You see, it's not an easy trip, and they have to be there about 1 week. No, not even like 1 week, like 3 to 4 days. You see, that all that is upon you, and it will be eating into their Manchester United accounts.
Okay.
So what I think Amorim, he has said, okay, if the club cannot provide it, so I'll sacrifice myself and pay for the people who are not going to be paid for.
Okay.
You see, and that is a very great sign as a manager. He is showing that he's really selfless, and he wants all his staff to be there when they win. All the struggles they have been through, what Manchester United is going through at the moment, all the struggles in the league. So if you win that trophy, at least everyone will be there to have that joy, to share the joy.
Okay.
You see, and then about your
Parade?
trophy parade. Yeah, I think, and that's also, it's not a cheap event.
Okay.
For such an event to happen, you have to liaise. The club has to liaise with the local government. There are those streets in the city, they have to be closed.
Okay.
You see, you have to account for that as a club. If you close some street in your city, Manchester United will have to account for that, you see.
Okay.
And at the moment when you're trying to save some funds and going into the new season, you have to make some transfer. You have to make some signings for the new coach, and it will really clash with your budgeting also.
Okay.
So I think you've already won that trophy before. I think a bus parade won't change anything.
Yeah.
You see, just make it a barbecue in the what they have said in the at Carrington.
Mm-hmm.
Have that barbecue, and then just celebrate the players and the first match of the season. You can celebrate with your fans.
Okay.
You can bring the trophy in the field like we did after we won our UCL, because it was during COVID.
Yeah, COVID time,
We couldn't have that. But when we came back, we just had the trophy in the field and we celebrated with our fans, because we couldn't have that trophy parade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for also, on my side, I will say, you shouldn't have a trophy parade with the way you have been performing in the league. You are 17th or 16th.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that will be really, it will show a very bad picture.
That's like hitting the lowest. Yeah.
Yeah, you've hit the lowest. You just want to show your fans you've won something, okay? But at what expense?
Okay.
At the expense of your league position.
No.
Even if you qualify for the Champions League, it's not like you qualified for it through the league. You qualified through it because you won a trophy, and a different trophy, you see.
Okay, as for the news we have now, talking to Real Madrid, man, unfortunately, El Clasico, it wasn't our day. I thought we could have a comeback, but nah, Remontada is not there. It has refused. Barcelona, I think this is the worst season for Madrid as a team. But also, I think it's the best season that Barca and Barca fans do have for this kind of season, man. I think for them, this is the best they have. The likes of Yamil, the likes of Rafinha, the likes. I mean, they have a very good, like a good name, man, at their side. Winning 4 games against Madrid, man, it's not an easy job. Knowing how their rivalry, how they are, it's kind of a great achievement. But unfortunately, a man like Ancelotti, man, it's the last season for him, for Madrid, which he has won so many trophies, which is so good to see. Yeah. We wish him better while he go to the Brazil international team. But now else, they're bringing another guy who's a very good game, who has a very good game to the team, Malek Xavi, who's coming back to the team, which I think for me, I think it's kind of a good replacement for Ancelotti. Because now at least maybe he may try to revive the Madrid which we know. But unfortunately, I'm seeing the news. Somebody like what's the name? Rodrigo. It's like he's in, he's not. They're not yet confirmed. Which for me, I'm thinking, okay, if it's a player who they needed, I think they should get a proper number 9 instead of removing somebody like Rodrigo. Maybe they may try to shift him out. But I think the position which they may try maybe to first check on the market instead of the defenders midfield. I think it's a good option to get the number 9, like a good striker for them, the finisher. That's one point I think so.
Yeah. I think what Real Madrid has to do also, they have to, like Xavi is a very great manager. He's a nurturer. He nurtures talent.
Okay.
And like Ancelotti was, he buys already nurtured talent. He buys superstars. You see? But Xavi, we've seen what he has done at Leverkusen.
Okay.
He has really worked with the nobodies from there. He had only few
big names.
You see. And we saw what he really did last season. And even if they didn't replicate it this season, but it was really a very big feat he achieved at at that club last
Okay.
season. And coming to Real Madrid, I think he will try to bring the same philosophy. He'll try to nurture talent. The talent Real Madrid has, it needs someone who can nurture it. Like at the moment, they have bought superstars. These superstars, they really need very great direction for them to merge and play as a team.
Okay.
At the moment, Real Madrid, everyone has been trying to shine on their own. So they have to be taught to shine as a team.
As a team, yeah.
Yeah, you see like Bellingham is there. He's been trying to shine from last season. Vinicius Junior this season, I think he has really been awful. He hasn't been that really
Vini
we knew last season.
Okay.
I think not winning the Ballon d'Or really affected him. He needs to come out of that shell because life must go on. Whatever happens, life must go on. So he has to. Also, what I can say as Real Madrid, they are really the players. Also, they get that big-headed from their president. You saw like when Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, their president really pumped some, I think, ego into their players. They feel like they deserve it.
Okay.
Even if they lose it, and they don't want to accept they have lost it.
Okay.
That's not sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, you have to understand you will lose and you will win sometime. Yeah. So, but Perez has really corrupted their mind to think that they have to win it every time.
Okay.
I think that also affects their mentality sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, like now this season, you see what Hans Flick has done at Barcelona.
Yeah.
He integrated superstars and nobodies. Like Rafinha, he integrated Rafinha, Lewandowski, Lamil, De Jong. You see,
yeah, Pedri there also.
Yeah, and you see they are flowing. The only thing that they suffer from is the defensive. Barca defense is really leaking. If they can fix that defense, they can really go very far.
Okay, man, I think we should give a round of applause, man. Harry Kane for the first time.
Yeah, that's really great. It's really impressive. Harry Kane has won a trophy, and then Company also has won a trophy as a manager.
Yeah,
that's really impressive,
man.
Because he left Premier League after relegating Burnley. Yeah, you see. Yeah, so that's really great, and you see he has really created a CV for himself also.
Yeah.
Even if he leave Bayern anytime soon, he will be looked as a manager who went there and won something.
Okay.
That will be put on his CV even if when he's negotiating for a club. I don't think he will go back to championship and manage championship teams. No. He'll be aiming for greater teams. Like maybe one day he wants to manage his former club, Man City. You see? Yeah. That's really great.
Yeah, it's a great, man. I don't know. This week, Arsenal do have a very great game, a very great game. But unfortunately, I don't know what will happen. Man like Trossard, unfortunately, we saw him lefting out like he's limping. Somebody like also this guy, what's the name? Their defender. The one looks like Cairo. What's the name? Timber. It's like he's
not 50. He's 50-50.
It's 50. And then keeping it off, man. Merino getting a red card at that game also. So I'm worried because for them, they only want one draw. Southampton, we saw what it can do to big teams.
Yeah, sure.
Newcastle, also they want to go to the Champions League.
Yeah,
and then they are going a game with no Timber, maybe. And then no Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Because he never played this other game. Yeah, hopefully he'll be fit to play. And then there's no Trossard, who has been so good on that wing. Saka, I don't know what happened to him. It's not the Saka we knew. Yeah. And then they don't have a striker, Merino, who's there. But also, I don't know, man. I don't know what to expect for Arsenal this game week against. Because if they lose the 2 game weeks, man, and you guys win the rest of the game wins, man, it will be so bad. Because the other option is for them going to the Europa and being on the top 4 kind of thing for the whole season, man. It's so bad.
Yeah. At the moment, it's risky for them. And based on also the injuries and the cards they have at the moment, they'll have to bring in some new kids. They have some great kids like Noneri. Noneri has been really trying, but I don't know how he'll be utilized in that team because they'll have to bring him in because there is no any other guy who will play in that team in the absence of Merino.
Okay.
I think Nonweri is there.
He tried.
Sterling also is there. He can help them,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So they are going to play against Newcastle. Newcastle, who are beasts. I think that game might be a draw. I think. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Finishing off FA on the Saturday. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's another game which will interfere with if Crystal Palace win. There's a big issue coming up.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's your expectation from that game. Man City, them having a very bad game week against Southampton, and then them not having any silverware for them this season. So when they go to the FA game, they'll give their A game. But also Crystal Palace, man, this is a chance for them to have a trophy under them, and also a chance for them to play on the Europa kind of season. So for me, I'm expecting. They because even if you watch the game they played the day against Spurs, they beat them 2 goals. So I'm expecting if they go to this game, I think it's a good momentum to go on the next game on that FA. Plus also, who doesn't want a silverware on his a great season like he has had on the Crystal Palace team?
Yeah, I think we also should give a shout out to the Crystal Palace manager. He has really put in a really great work this season.
Mm-hmm.
He has integrated that squad in that they are really competing very well to reach even a final. It's not an easy task for a competition which had almost all the EPL clubs like Chelsea. We had Arsenal, we had Manchester United, we had Bournemouth, Newcastle. Those teams were knocked out and they remained up until the final. It's not an easy task. So. And then to reach that point, we cannot look down upon them. They are really a great opponent against Man City. That game won't be easy for Man City. If they go there expecting to be an easy game, they'll be very surprised. Newcastle can beat them and win the FA Cup.
Okay. And
on the other hand, Man City also, bearing in mind they have no any other silver this season. And they are trying to fight also for top 4. I think Pep will try also to have a squad that will compete and win that game. So it will be a really nice, entertaining game on Saturday. That's a really great final. And I think everyone should watch that game.
Okay,
it's a really great game to watch.
What's kind of your prediction, man?
That's a very unpredictable game.
Okay.
You can't predict. You cannot predict a final.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, nice.
Anything can happen in a final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, to the other side of the pod where things are going south as much as you try to end it L on the season. Man, it's not happening. The Fantasy Premier League.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are collecting points Zanjugu.
Yeah, Fantasy League is really also doing us wonders the same way our clubs are also doing us things.
So how many points do you have this week?
This week I had 31, man.
Okay, so the average point for the week, I think it was 43 points, man. So you are so much far away from the fun.
I was very far.
Yeah. So how did your team perform, and where did you go south on this week?
I think also bearing in mind the fact that on that Saturday, I didn't even bother to look for this. I didn't even bother to open the application to make changes. You see? But what I had already put there, I had put Mamouche as my captain.
Okay.
Because I knew they are playing against Southampton, which everyone expected them to score a lot of goals.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately,
they made a very great team, which really barred them from scoring even a single goal.
Okay.
And I had Isak. I knew he might score because Sanchez, we don't trust Sanchez in such games. He will do some crazy mistakes, but unfortunately, Isak didn't have any chance at Sanchez. The goals Sanchez conceded, they were really world-class goals. We couldn't even blame him.
You cannot do anything from that. Yeah. It wasn't his fault for the first time also.
And then I had Cunha. Cunha gave me 0, man.
What happened to him? Because I didn't
even watch that game.
I did not see the game, but I just found him at 0. Like he got a card and he never played even more than 60 minutes. I'm like, did he got injured or what? I just saw the points. I was like, nah, I'm not looking at it. It was so bad for me also.
He was not injured.
Yeah. Okay.
I had Mbuemo. Mbuemo gave me 6.
Okay.
And then our man Salah, he's really been ghosting us.
Okay.
Palma also 2. Enzo 1. Enzo got a yellow card for only speaking to the referee, man. He went to
You said he got a card for being a
the captain.
for being a captain.
Yeah. He sent away all our players. He wants to talk to the referee as a captain. Why should he get a yellow card? That was really unfair.
Okay.
And then I had Gueye. Gueye gave me 7. And then Gvardiol gave me 6. Cucurella 1. I think he had a yellow.
Yeah.
And then Sales gave me 2 because he didn't keep any clean sheet. And something, I had Henderson on the bench, man.
Okay, so I'm suffering the same. I'm getting the same whip as you, having Henderson on the bench also on my side.
Yeah. Because I knew Newcastle won. I knew Crystal Palace. I thought Spurs will beat them, or they'll come even draw 2-2 or 1-1. But what happened?
Okay, nice. So
Spurs being Spurs.
As always, man, you can never predict them. So for me, my team, I had a very kind of good week. So I had 52 points on my team, having Sales at the back, Munoz from Crystal Palace, a goal and an assist and a clean sheet. That was so good, 11 points. I had somebody like Aban also, an assist and a clean sheet. So good. Gabriel a clean sheet for me. I had Merino, man. While he was streaming, I was so happy because he got a goal. And then 3 minutes later, the guy just got a red card. I was like, come on, man. What's happening with you? And then I had somebody like Salah. Unfortunately, I captained him, man, giving me 2 points only. So that's 4 points. Boehm also had him on my team, giving me an assist. It's a good. Jordan Murphy, also 5 points. I have Kona also, which he gave me 0. And I sold someone to bring him on my team, which is so bad. Somebody like Anisak also giving me 2. Unfortunately, I had Mamush also because we are discussing with Joshua. Because Joshua was saying if Haaland is back, so I was like, even if Haaland comes, because he has been out for a long time, he won't start. I didn't expect him to start. But who's Pep? Pep does his thing, man. I saw Haaland on the starting. I was like, what a bad week for me, man. So and then on the bench, I had somebody like Henderson, which gave me 6 points. I had somebody like Cucurella gave me 1 point, and then I had for this the week which Dejean play. The week which I want to play Dejean from Aston Villa, that's the week he comes from the bench and give me 1 point. But this is the week which he played and had 1 point. He had a clean sheet from Villa and he was on my bench, but at least the guys on the bench were so good. And then the other person was Rashford, which I'm not changing him because this one is gone and there's nothing I can do from that. So when you check this kind, man, the big names, what you have said here, the like of Salah, Saka, Isak, Kuna, Haaland, Mateta, all of them, these guys are blanking. Do you think for these 2 games which are left, it's like we have come to a point where we'll say, you know what, these guys, we call them the prime players and they're not giving us the prime results. Is it a good way? Okay, let them go because it's only 2 game weeks, man. So let them go to the least differential, the likes of Eze, who are doing the very good game. Shade, the last 2 game weeks also, he is having a very good kind of fixture. Do you think it's a clean place to bring those 2 guys or others on there, or stay with them because we know them? If something happens, it will happen.
Yeah, at the moment, I think it's only 2 games. Why not risk it if you can?
Okay.
Yeah, or if you have, maybe some people still have some chips. Mm-hmm. They can use those chips at the moment.
Okay.
And for me, I think this game week, I'll really have to make some hard choices because there are players who have been with me and they are not giving me returns. Player like Salah, Palma, it's really been really harsh on my side, keeping them for that long. So I think you just have to check the fixtures you have also with your players and make those necessary changes if you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know, man. I was thinking to bring Jackson. Unfortunately, also he got a red card. Merino has been on my team also. He get a red card. I was like, what's happening with this? And then that's these guys which we trust them to being on the team, that's when they're getting the bad cards. And then I'm like, what to do? So when you come to this kind of a week where the games which are being played, they're so hard to determine or to predict because each team is fighting for something. And then keeping in mind, like team like Crystal Palace against Man City, their game is after they have played the FA final, which to me it will impact in a way how the team will play after that game. Because if Man City win, I'm expecting their game against Crystal Palace to be like just an easy game for them. They won't give that much kind of like a fighting spirit. So I'm inclined to go to those players because I know they have something to fight for. And then like Manchester United also and Spurs, this game investing in their players, it's kind of risky also because also them on Wednesday they do have a very kind of must-win game to both teams.
Yeah,
So
they have a lot of rotation they will have to make.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So what's the best way to tackle this game? Because like Man City, we know Haaland, if he's fit, and their game is against Bournemouth, which is it's an easy game for them to score, and they're playing at home. So, but if they win the Crystal Palace, you know what happened last season when they won the game, the likes of Grealish, and then we found them on the FA.
Yeah.
We battered them well because of that. They had won a cup, and then they came to play against us. So you know Man City when it comes to enjoyment, they're the minister of enjoyment for this kind of a thing, you know. But again, I'm like, what's the best way to go on this game week?
This game week will be really. This is now a very tough time of the season, whereby a lot of teams are going into finals. We have 4 English teams in the finals. You see, so you have to check when the team is playing the final, or after they are playing that first final, which club they are facing, and what are they fighting for. Like a team like Chelsea, we are fighting for top 5, and we are also in a final. So it will be really hard also for anyone to predict our lineups also, because we have to have players who will be ready for the league and who will be ready for the final.
Okay.
You see, like we've had different squads in the Europa Conference League, and we've had a different squad in the league. So, but in the league, we have those players who are consistent in the team. When you check, you have those consistent. So you check which team are we playing with. Like we are playing Manchester United. I expect some of our players who will play in the league, they'll really give their all because they're fighting for something. And then after there, we go to Nottingham Forest. We are going away. So we are meeting another opponent who is fighting for what the same thing we are fighting for.
Okay.
So our final game will be really hard. That won't be an easy game because we are both fighting for that position.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you just have to check. But for these teams, like you'll see like Fulham, we have teams like Fulham, we have teams like Aston Villa also, Everton. There are some great players in those teams who can give you returns.
Okay.
If you just have to make some changes.
Okay. But how can you invest on a team like Fulham when we saw these guys were playing against Everton, which is not a very good team as per. But those guys were battered 3-1. I was like, this is not the results I was expecting from this team.
Yeah, Fulham also has some surprises. It pulls some surprises when they meet those mid-table clubs. They struggle, I think, against them. But when they meet this top club, they want to show their might. I don't know how they do that. like against us, they beat us at home.
Yeah.
And then after that, they went and lost to I don't know which team.
Okay.
Yeah. Like these teams, when they play this big, the top 6,
yeah.
The top 4 teams, they give their all. They want to show that they are there. They are fighting for something. But they are not fighting for anything. They're just fighting to be seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they have Man City. They'll have Man City on the final day. And also Man City, that won't be an easy game for them. They shouldn't take it as, we have already won the FA, so we can play how we want. They can guard themselves out of the top 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So when I check this kind of fixtures, I'm thinking this week, I think if you go for somebody like an Eze in the midfield or a Shade, hopefully he's going to have that. But to guarantee you back-to-back performance is kind of hard. Also for Eze and Shade, both of them. But I think those two guys are so good to see if you can have them on the team. Not forgetting, man, Murphy has been the best part of that game for the Newcastle. We thought maybe after Gordon has come, he will lose his position, but still, he's still there. And he's still doing good. That's one person also. Also, we cannot forget somebody like Rogers, man. We have seen him consistently in the Aston Villa assist. Back-to-back assists has been a good game for him. And then Gibbs-White, man, for the Nottingham Forest. Even though Forest, they don't have those kind of a good game moving for coming to the next 2-3 games. It's not that it doesn't look that so good. But also still, you cannot forget them. Him and Elanga and Wood being there on the front side. You know how they bring the ball just close to him.
Yeah.
And then maybe you can get a goal or an assist from that kind of an end. For me, which I'm thinking also it's a kind of a good game to maybe to invest on them on the midfield. not forgetting Salah, man. I think it has been a good side with him, but I'm thinking him and Saka. This is the week I'm removing them from my team, man.
Yeah, I also think I can remove if I can get Wisa. Someone like Wisa also he can give you some returns because I see their fixtures. They are playing against Fulham on Sunday.
Okay.
And then they go away to Wolves. I think they can win both the games.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can get Wisa, I think he can give you returns.
Okay.
And then Brighton this few game weeks they have been really struggling at the moment. You don't know who will even score for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Crystal Palace they can hold Liverpool at Anfield. We see what Liverpool have been doing at the moment. They're not that strong. And what Crystal Palace after that final, they will try to fight for something. They have been always finishing 12th or 11th. They will try to finish into the
top 10?
In the top 10 so they can also qualify for the UEFA Conference League.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. When it comes to the forward, we have seen how Watkins has been back-to-back performance. We had somebody like Kona, but for the last 2 game weeks, he hasn't been giving us what we expect him to give us. Well, many of the guys brought somebody like a Haaland, Mamouche, 2 game weeks, nothing. So coming to this week, do you think somebody like a Wood or a differential like a Gakpo on that kind of wing? Do you think it's because we have said maybe you have a front of Watkins, Wood and Gakpo? Do you think that's a good way to go? Or also, you can go for the differential. Everton, it's a good team. Somebody like a Beto. I've seen him performing. I think he's a good option to have as a player.
Yeah, you can have those differential like if you can bring in someone like Gakpo. Gakpo, we saw what he did last against Arsenal, and he's really a great player. Given that chance and time, he can give you return. And at the moment, I think him and Diaz are the only threat Liverpool has at the moment. Him, Diaz, and then we have McAllister sometimes.
Szoboszlai also.
Szoboszlai. And those are the differential you can also look at when you're making those changes. And then also Manchester United, we can't just write you off. You have Ahmad coming back.
Okay.
I think he is really great.
But for me, I'm thinking he's gonna put the likes of Ahmad, the likes of Casemiro, the likes of Bruno maybe on a rest for this week, so that they can be fit for the finals. That's why I don't see investing on a Manchester United team this week as a good option that much.
Yeah, maybe this weekend maybe they can be rested because also Ahmad that injury is always suffering from injury. They will want to risk him before the final because he will be a very great force for you.
Okay.
In that final.
Yeah.
So it will be very risky in this against Chelsea on Friday. But the other game against Aston Villa, I think he will be featured.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So when I check the fixtures on the weekend, we have Aston Villa against Spurs. What's your prediction on that game?
Aston Villa against Spurs.
An early kickoff on Friday.
Aston Villa against Spurs, I think that game, it's really it ain't easy to predict. But Spurs being Spurs, I don't know how that team operates sometimes.
Okay.
They might even surprise us by a win.
Okay.
Or they might lose with a lot of goals.
A very big margin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Villa they're in for the top 5, so they're gonna give the A game when Villa comes. So I'm expecting them to win like a 2 goals, 3 goals, like a very good kind of win from the Villa kind of game.
But when you expect Villa to win, that's when Spurs will win. You never know what happens with Spurs.
Okay.
Because they beat Man City at Etihad.
Okay.
Nobody expected that.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
It was the when they were 4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah. Out of nowhere, Spurs scored 4 goals. Everyone was, what's happening?
Okay.
Yeah. So this Aston Villa, they have to be very careful also.
Okay. Manchester United are playing at Chelsea at your home ground, man. What's your prediction there?
This is an easy game for Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are. When you look at both teams, we are the better team.
As of now, yeah.
As of now.
Yeah.
And the way we play, I think the least amount of goals it will be 2 or 3.
No, but if you check the stats, Manchester United against Chelsea is the highest game with draws.
Yeah, it's the highest game with draws. I don't think you've been at that great level recently.
Okay.
From last season we drew at Old Trafford, and then we beat you at Stamford Bridge.
Okay.
This season we drew at Old Trafford. We are going to play at Stamford Bridge, whereby we are expecting for the 3 points because we are fighting for something. We are fighting to be in the top 4.
Okay.
So you'll not expect us to draw that game after losing the one we've already lost one game.
But you're playing a game with like you don't have two strikers also.
Yeah, we don't have strikers.
And Sancho will not play that game also, I think so.
Yeah.
So
okay.
who are you gonna play on the wing? Who are you gonna play? Because now it's neither you play Nkunku. Is it Nkunku?
Nkunku is not.
Madueke.
I don't think he will be available.
Maybe you play Madueke and
this
new guy. What's the name?
We'll play Madueke on the right.
Okay.
Neto at center forward, and then we have Tariq George. Tariq George can handle the left side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So we will try we'll try our level best. Even Palmer can even play also as a false 9.
Okay.
At the moment, because we have Lavia coming back, we can play with Rishi James at right back. We have Lavia and Caicedo, and then we have Palmer and Enzo.
Okay.
You see, they can alternate in those positions. We will see who can fit where and where at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everton against Southampton. This is a very good game also if you can watch it, man.
Yeah.
Because both of them, Everton has been a good game, but Southampton, this is the time they have chose their work this end of the season is to destroy points for guys. Yeah, so also for me, it's a hard game to predict because who thought last week Southampton can hold Man City? Nobody. So this is a very hard game to call it off.
I think Everton will want to play their last match at Goodison Park.
That's note. Yeah, that's the last game.
Yeah, so that won't be an easy game for Southampton.
Okay.
They can be really battered well.
Okay.
Because that's the last match for Everton at Goodison Park.
Yeah, so I expect a very good game. Yeah. West Ham against Nottingham Forest. For me, I'm thinking this is an easy win for Nottingham Forest. After what they had on the week against Leicester, I'm thinking this week, man, that's a must-win game for them.
Yeah, it looks an easy win, but West Ham they came back from Old Trafford with a win. So I think that momentum, they will have to keep that momentum. So Nottingham Forest also, with the injuries they are suffering, they will really have to put in a lot of work to win at London Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brentford Fulham,
this is really hard. This is a derby also.
Okay.
And I think that this could end as Brentford win or a draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
A battle for the relegated, Leicester against Ipswich. Which for me, this is my thing. If you have a space on fantasy, bring Palmer, the goalkeeper from Ipswich. I think this game they're gonna keep a clean sheet and beat Leicester like 2 or 3 games, 3 goals more.
Leicester, they held
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, they held Nottingham Forest to a draw.
Okay.
I don't think it will be also an easy game.
Okay.
And they all fighting. They are battling the relegated teams. They are all relegated teams. So they will try to show off. So it won't be an easy game. It's a relegation derby, this one. So expect different goals.
Okay.
Maybe. And the Leicester also, they are home. I think they will try their best.
Okay, Newcastle, with
the injuries they are facing, I think Newcastle can win this game at Emirates, because also Arsenal at Emirates, their form is really winding. They draw or lose.
Okay.
It's not really that perfect for this season. And Newcastle, they are trying to remain in the top 4. So this will be really a great game.
Okay.
It's a Super Sunday game. I think Newcastle will win this game by 1-0 or 2-0.
Okay. As a head watcher as I am, you always know. If it contains Arsenal being beaten, count me in as always. So I'm wishing they're gonna them not to get any points on that game, and then Southampton also not to get points from that game, which will be so good for me. That's my only wish. But football is a game of 90 minutes, which we have to wait for it. That's my wish. Brighton against Liverpool, man. Liverpool has been, I don't know what.
Liverpool have been struggling. They lost against Chelsea. They drew against Arsenal. Now this is Brighton, and they are going away. It won't be an easy game for them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Monday, Crystal Palace against Wolves.
Crystal Palace. This is an easy game for Palace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no discussion there.
Okay. Man City against Bournemouth on Tuesday as we end of it.
Man City against Bournemouth. Bournemouth, they have been also struggling at the towards the end of this season. I think Man City, they are gaining their form. Maybe a draw or a 1-0 Man City win.
But I haven't seen Man City losing a game since the last, I don't know, now it's like 7 games back to back. So I'm expecting them, after the form which they have, hopefully they're gonna continue with what they are having. Man.
Yeah, I hope they'll continue with that form. But also Bournemouth, they're trying to also play Europe.
Okay.
I think they are 6th or what? They are 7th.
Maybe 8, I think so.
Yeah, somewhere like there. So if they no, they are 10th.
Okay.
So if Bournemouth win this game, they might come back to. They might have 58 points, and that's a really great position to qualify for Europe, because this season England will have almost
like
11,
close to 10 teams. Yeah, they're gonna play on the Europe kind of game.
Yeah, so if they can finish in their 7th, 8th, 9th, they can have an opportunity to play Europe next season.
Okay, nice. So as we end off, man, you guys, unfortunately or fortunately, you are facing the GOAT, Anthony.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that game as we finish, man?
Yeah, that
keeping in mind his form, which he has and he has been in the Real Betis kind of team, not the Manchester United Anthony, which you know.
Yeah,
the Betis
Anthony was really good even last season against us. He gave 2 assists against us last season.
Okay.
So it's someone we have to really be careful about.
Okay.
We really hope Cucurella will be on top of his game, because that's the only hope we can have to clear him off.
Okay.
And we have Isco also on the other wing. So I think Maresca will try to invert. He'll try to play Caicedo as a right back and a midfielder, because that will be a very high intensity game, whereby Reece James will really have to struggle defending against those high speed wingers. So I think Maresca will play the same formation he played against Liverpool, and we'll have Cucurella on the other wing. So it won't be a very easy game, but we expect to win that match.
Okay.
Yeah, as Chelsea, we are expecting that cup back in London. And we know we are facing a really great threat in Real Betis. They have really had a really great campaign in the Conference League to reach that level. It's not a team we should look down upon.
Okay.
We have to go hard on them. We don't have to go slow, or we have to really. Maresca has to have a great squad that day to win that final.
Okay.
And it will be very disappointing if we lost, because that's the only trophy we've been playing in.
Okay.
Which everyone knows Chelsea have to win that trophy. And it's been a really, even when you compare our expenditure against all the clubs that play in that competition, we are the really biggest spenders.
Okay.
And our squad is the most valuable. So we have to use that opportunity to make sure we've dominated and won that trophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Man, so man, big thanks for you, Ben, coming back to the city. It's been nice, man. Quite a while seeing having you back on the episode, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Man, the Arsenal guys, I don't know. Joshua, whatever he is, this guy, since he won against Real Madrid, things went south. He's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, they haven't won in 4 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, man, the Arsenal fans, I'm trying to get them, but it's be kind of hard to have them, man. They're not believing it.
They are really lucky, because when they drop points, the teams around them also drop points.
Okay.
They are really lucky, because when they drop points against City, against Liverpool, if City won, City would have gone above them.
Okay.
You see, so they are really lucky. When they drop points I don't know how their juju works. They have a very strong juju. They affect also the teams around them to drop points.
Okay.
Yeah,
man. So big thanks to all the guys. Don't forget, man. Always we said every Sunday we must have a very big game, and then this week also it's Newcastle against Arsenal, 6:30. Wherever you are, man, get tuned, man, for a very interesting, entertaining watch party as always. We are doing it. So Arsenal against Newcastle, that's a must watch. 6:30, be there. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend as always, man. The Triple Cup podcast in each and every social media platform. Till next week, be nice. Adios. We are out.
Dios.